guys, Jake and Alex. We are actually talking about Jessica Blevins in this one. So if you didn't see her past video, we talked about Poki, Ninja, and the Gideon drama that has been going on lately. But in this one, we are going to talk about what Poki said is potentially an article that the Blevins paid for to be written about Jessica.
In recent times, it's actually Jessica Blevins taking to a random website to announce that sometime in the near future, she would be stepping down as Ninja's manager. And this is the article that Pokimane actually references, saying that maybe they had either wrote it themselves and paid someone to publish it, or paid someone to write it and then to publish it. We're going to read it for all of you guys because it's a decent interview, and we're not trying to take away from what Jessica Blevins has done for Ninja. It is very clear that, with his tremendous rise in career, she certainly played a part, but the timing of this article, to Pokimane's point, is certainly very curious.
And this was actually touched on in Poki's live stream, where she discussed the drama between herself, Ninja, as well as Gideon. She also went on to say that this was probably in the works for a while, at least Jessica may be wanting to step down, but this last piece of drama could have been the catalyst for her actually releasing this article. The article has a little bit of curious language, so we're gonna read a little bit of it for you guys.
And all I'm saying is this article had some great parts, all right? Jessica certainly contributed to Ninja's career, but it also has some parts that do seem a bit odd. As they go into saying, on a chilly January morning with the promise of no glam or mascara needed, Jess hopped on a Zoom call to talk about her next steps. It continued later on a couple paragraphs down, with a book on the way, an elite Hollywood agency by her side, and her inbox buzzing with offers. It's impossible not to wonder how Jess is going to make this work. She's a self-starter who's never met a problem she couldn't solve, savvy but approachable, unassuming but a total boss. But opportunity is knocking. Answering means less time running Team Ninja. And then later on, what Pokimane also references, was kind of ironic, the reality of leaving Team Ninja behind weighs heavily on Jess. The classically trained dancer,
How does that relate?
Who says her secret superpower is empathy, doesn't want to let anyone down, especially Tyler. So obviously, again, there's some weird, it makes sense. The article, right? You're giving praise to Jess, but it's almost like an unsurmountable amount of praise. Like, it's every other sentence has something relevant or totally irrelevant to how she contributed to Tyler's success. Like a classically trained dancer.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, that's a little, I am saying that I think she did a great job managing Tyler, but at the same time, it's kind of weird that, I mean, you being classically trained as a dancer is awesome, but that doesn't relate to what we're talking about here, so it's kind of peculiar that they put it in the article.
And what Pokimane calls out is, if your superpower is empathy, how have you not yet apologized to Pokimane? But we will also read what we found to be the most important parts of the article beyond the flowery language.
I'm really excited Jess starts. Over the last year, I've been growing my brand similar to what I did with Tyler. I have a PR team. I signed with CAA. Before I was focusing on Tyler, so now I'm focusing on my brand simultaneously. Right now I'm really torn. We're talking about when do we pull the plug and do this. I haven't told anyone that. You heard it here first. Jess is quick to mention that she isn't stepping down just yet, but ever the planner, she's thinking further into the future. We're realizing that there will come a time, and it may come sooner rather than later, that I won't be his manager anymore, she confesses. But with how much I'm doing, there's going to be a time where we need to hire a manager that we can trust. Someone who eats, breathes, and sleeps Team Ninja like I have done, and I can focus on my own stuff and take a step back. She further goes on to state Ninja's take, saying he's super supportive and he just wants me to be happy. Which I think is the most important, because as a couple, you do want to have your significant other really support you, especially in the social media realm where there is a lot of hate sometimes.
Yeah, and again, obviously, and I tweeted about this the other day, what Jessica has done for Ninja will never probably get its proper credit. I just think there's so many better ways that this could have been worded, and I didn't really realize it until Pokimane said some things about the article, where it's like, yeah, not only is the timing very curious, but the wording of this all is very curious. But ultimately, she has actually responded on Twitter about it as well, that being her stepping down eventually as Ninja's manager, which is also important too, her saying that it will not be for now. They are still in the works of trying to find that manager, but it will be a thing in the future.
So that is what we have for you guys on the Jessica Blevins situation, her potentially stepping down as Ninja's manager. However, we have one important question for you guys.
What do you think?
What do you think?